Welcome to Ask Indigo Brown, where every story is a journey and every voice has a lesson to share. In each episode, we dive deep into the black and blue moments of life, those tough, testing experiences that leave their mark. Our guests come from all walks of life, each bringing their own struggles, breakthroughs, and wisdom. You'll hear from survivors, dreamers, fighters, and healers. Some have walked through unimaginable challenges, while others are still finding their way. But each one of them has a story that's real, raw, and inspiring. Because on this show, we believe that behind every scar, there is strength. Behind every challenge, there is chance to grow. So join me, Indigo Brown, as we uncover powerful stories, one conversation at a time. Let's explore what it means to rise, to heal, and to find purpose, even in the toughest moments. Real people, real stories, real breakthroughs. This is Ask Indigo Brown on the Small Business Network Podcast TV.
Hello, and back again for another episode of Ask Indigo Brown on the Small Business Network Podcast TV. I'm with a wonderful guest, Keldamuzik, aka the Diva. She is known
Hello.
for the bad for MTV Real World and Oxygen Bad Girls Club. She's toured the globe and she's now inspiring others through her Diva Talk podcast. Please join me to welcome the one and only Keldamuzik, aka the Diva. Today she's going to be talking about her black and blue moments, so let's hear from her. How are you
Hello.
today? We have been having technical difficulties.
It happens. It happens. Technology is not 100% evolved to where it's supposed to be quite yet. So we're just being patient.
Frustration. Being patient. I was about to boy, okay. So we're gonna woosah now. That was a black and blue moment for me.
Yes, that was.
So thank you so much for joining us today. To start, can you tell us a little bit about your journey into the entertainment industry? What inspired you to pursue music and entrepreneurship?
Yes, so I've been in the entertainment industry since I was a kid. From being signed to different talent agencies, modeling agencies, and even being pulled out of school a few times to really pursue this. And that even happened in high school, where I thought I was gonna get signed to this pop girl group that Columbia Records was putting together at the time. And I was gonna, take the proficiency test and graduate high school early, whether I made it in the group or not, because regardless, a talent manager that I was working with lived out there, and she said, "Hey, I'll take you under my wing if your mom signs off for it, and." If you don't get into Columbia Records, we can, at least you'll be out here. We can try to shop you to, other labels. So I've just been really going through what every hungry artist, entertainer, actress has been going through since I was a child, going on different auditions, go sees, photo shoots, runway shows, being on set. Um, it's been a wild ride.
I can only imagine. Yeah, I kind of have an understanding of that a little bit, but that was run very short for me at a very young age. So, trying back at it again as an adult,
Hey, nothing's wrong
not
with
so
that.
fun. So, you're known as the diva. What does that mean to you, and how is it shaping your brand and your career?
Yeah, so diva is something that I've incorporated in within my brand to spread positive awareness among women. And I changed the idea, the concept of what a diva is. Normally when we hear the word diva, we think of a woman who's stuck up, who's arrogant, who's mean, who's, a bitch, whatever. But I've changed that. To where
Yes.
a diva, like Beyonce said, a diva is a hustler. A diva is an independent woman who knows what she wants. A diva could be in any space in the world. She could be in the corporate setting. She could be um, on her prom night, wedding night, whatever. But it is a female who just understands what she wants in life and who's able to live life independently without relying on anyone else.
Right. Right. I love that. I love that. That's right, diva. Sorry. That's right. So
Yes.
every success every success story has challenges. Can you share a black and blue moment from your life and how that's managed to overcome it and how you've managed to overcome that black and blue moment in your life?
Oh yeah. There was one point where I had to make a decision. Either you stay here in San Francisco Bay Area and you go to school and you could do your little music acting thing here in the Bay Area, or you can move to LA and take that chance that every other hungry amateur artist takes. And
Right.
it was a real challenge for me because I this was after I graduated high school, so I was missing all the deadlines, turning in college applications, thinking, one of my girlfriends and I, who were in the music business, thinking, her and I were going to move to an apartment in Long Beach. She was going to work as a promoter for bands, and I was going to pursue my music career. I was going to give it another try, at 18 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember my parents gave me a warning. They said, "Okay, if you move out there and you end up going to city college and you end up waiting tables and bartending and doing all these other jobs that really don't pertain to you, and if you have to come home, my parents were like, we're going to charge you rent like a normal tenant." And yeah.
I got
Like,
definitely get that.
right,
I know that
or
feeling very well.
yeah, yeah, because they're like, we'll be goddamn if you just think you could move to LA and without anything going on, and no school, no nothing, and you're just trying to wing it out there. So my
Right.
parents made that very clear to me, and then the other option was, or you can stay here and go to city college and transfer to a university and you know do your life that way. So, of course, I
Right.
chose the latter, and I stayed here in the Bay Area. And I'm glad I never left, actually, because you can make LA anywhere you go. And especially nowadays with social media and content
Yes.
creating, you could be in Alaska and that's your Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
right.
yeah.
So true.
So,
I love it.
yeah. So that was
I
a
love it.
moment that was yeah, that was a moment that was a struggle for me because I really just didn't know what I wanted to do, and luckily I didn't leave. And luckily, De Anza City College, their semester didn't start till late September, whereas all the other colleges already started school. So I still had time to enroll, still had time to meet with my counselor, get all my courses in
Boss
line,
lady.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. Made it happen by the skin of my teeth.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a go-getter and you want something and you're going to go for it and you're going to apply yourself. Hard work pays off when you really, go for what you want and it's something that you actually want to do versus something that you can care less for, we tend to sleep on ourselves and not really go towards the things that we want to do, we love to do, we enjoy doing. And a lot of the times
Hmm.
we tend to feel like oh, we're not good enough, or we'll never make it, or we let those voices in our head tell us it's not possible, it's not doable, and then you have those those few little people that like to discourage you and make you want to leave it alone and put it on the back burner. I'm glad that you kept going, honey. Keep going. Keep going. You
Yes.
inspire all of us, including me in the background.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it, darling. Yeah.
Oh,
you
that's
just have no
inspiring. I
choice
love
but
it.
to keep pushing. Yeah.
It gives me confidence towards I'm headed in that direction, and there's things that I want to do as well, especially when it comes to like music. I've been a person who was very big into arts and music and wanting to do singing and dancing and stuff like that. And I was in there for a little bit when I was a kid, but then that kind of things happen in life. But now I'm old enough and my kids are grown, and so I want to pursue my dreams. So that's definitely very encouraging to me. So I love that.
Definitely.
So what
I'm here
lessons did
rooting
you
for you.
learn?
Mhm.
What lessons did you learn during these struggles, and how have they shaped the person and personality you are today?
Yeah, it's just you learn to weigh out your options, and
Right.
you try not to overwork your nerves because that's exactly what's going on, just day and night. You're thinking about this ultimatum that you have, and it's like having the angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder, and in this case, it was LA was the devil. And so, even though I'm like, okay, this is your one shot, you know what I mean? It's your calling. You better go, before you start life or whatever and get caught up.
Right.
And I prevented myself from getting caught up or whatever. That's why I told myself, you know what? Okay, if I am gonna stay here, here's the plan. This is what my plan is gonna be, to where I won't feel
Right.
guilty in the future for not relocating like I should have. But
Right.
everything works out for the better when you have a plan. And what I
Yes.
even like to tell people in general, especially, our youth today, is whatever direction you want to go in life, just make sure you have a solid plan and that you're building a foundation for that solid plan. So if you're in high school and you plan to go to a specific college, start taking courses now to prep yourself before going to that college, so that you're not
Right.
brand new to these college courses that are challenging. If you don't end up going to school and you want to go to a vocational school and get a certificate, and or develop a trade or whatever, just always know what direction you want to go in and also have a backup plan. I think that's what a lot of
Definitely.
us lack these days. Yeah, a lot of us lack the knowledge of developing a backup plan. We're always thinking, straightforward, but we're not thinking to the left and the right, and thinking what other options may be available for us while we're pursuing our main goal. So you always want to leave
Right.
the door open for anything to happen.
Always. Always. And I love that. And I love that you're encouraging, the young youth to think about things and make plans and plan your goals. And this is one thing I'm always really big when it comes to, your future. In order to see your future unfold and become whatever it's going to be, you have to have a goal plan, because a goal plan, that's what creates your reality. It's what allows your dreams to come alive. It allows for things to start to come in your direction. And I always call that divine timing. Like, things happen the way they have to happen for you because it was meant to happen for you. And a lot of time it doesn't have to make sense. It makes sense for you and your direction. So I love that. I love that. And yet again, I love that. Yet again, my hat goes off to you. You inspire
Thank
me.
you. Thank you.
So, were there moments when dabbled or got yourself in a situation where your vision felt off and you felt like giving up? What kept you going during these tough times?
Yeah, there's been quite a few times that I felt like that, and really what kept me going is I have a lot to lose if I don't continue pursuing my dreams. And not only am I letting myself down, but I'm letting everyone around me down. And it
Right.
was funny, years ago when I was working with this first independent label that I signed with. I remember my mentor at the time, when I was feeling kind of just hopeless, down and out, and not really into it anymore. My mentor told me, look where you're recording, look at all the people who are sacrificing their time, money, family, everything to come work with you and record with you in this little basement at one
Wow.
o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. Are you really going to let all these people down so that they continue to be in these same boring situations that they're in, these same helpless
Right.
situations? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. And when the film Hustle and Flow came out with Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson, that
Right.
movie sent such a great message because even though Homeboy got locked up, at first it made it seem like, okay, damn, Anthony Anderson has to go back to his boring 9 to 5 job, eating dinner with his wife every day. The white boy is just, making music in his garage. Taraji P. Henson's just going to continue to pop out babies and, be baby daddyless. And it just showed everybody
Yeah.
really just going back to the normal life they didn't that they worked so hard not to live for, you know.
Right.
And
Right.
so the second when he did blow up, his music did blow up, everyone started eating. Everyone's lives became better. And
Right.
that's why again you have to think of the people that you're surrounded by, you know, and
Your
that's
team.
why you do it for them.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of
Hmm.
sounding like business networking and collaboration in a way, like you
Yeah,
work with your team and you get help from your team. Your team kind of helps you get to where you need to be, but at the same time, you kind of help them get to where they need to be. So that's like really dope, man. So I love that.
yeah,
Definitely love that.
definitely.
So you've worn so many hats and in your career, artist, producer, TV host, entrepreneur. How do you balance these roles while still staying true to who you are, your creative vision and all of that?
Yeah, you just have to, like they say, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. You can't rely on the next person to have the same creative vision as you do. Even though it might sound better, it might sound more polished, it's not yours.
Right.
And when it's not
Right.
yours, you just don't have the same feeling about it, This is not
Right.
like this is not like buying a used car where, hey, this is gonna satisfy me because it's getting me to work, it's getting me to wherever I need to go. No, if
Right.
you are not the one who are hands on and creative with your own craft, whatever it may be, you're not going to feel as
Right.
passionate about it. You'll be a spokesperson for it, you'll be an influencer for it, but you're not going to have that same authentic passion for it, and you're not going to want to
Right.
nurture it and mold it and see it grow. So it's
Your
really
baby.
important.
It's your baby.
Exactly, it's your baby, it's your baby.
Right.
and
Yeah.
and that's the thing. So if I'm working on my TV show, and if I'm working on an album, and um and I'm also working on a film, and then my beret line, I'm gonna do one thing at a time, and I'm gonna manage my time and be cognizant of where I apply my time. And
Right.
people are always gonna say, oh well, you need to focus on what's gonna make you money. That's great, but that's why
Right.
you prioritize. Okay, let me
Right.
concentrate on what's going to make me money right now, and then I'm going to concentrate on um, what's going to make me happy and successful in the
Right.
field that I want to
Right.
be in. So now you have two of the best worlds together. Happiness and income coming in. So
Right.
just take everything one step at a time and be organic with it, be authentic with it. It's okay to have opinions and suggestions and advice here and there, but you just take all of that together and you just make a big pot of gumbo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The good stuff. That's the
The
good stuff
good
right
stuff.
there.
The good
You
stuff,
know,
darling. Yes.
I love it.
So,
I love it. That's so encouraging, and you're surprising me in so many different ways. I'm like, okay, well, I need to take notes afterwards and write it all down and just keep it in mind, and that helps me. And I know a lot of other people who are trying to do the business and the enjoyment of things that they want to get into. So it helps to have
yeah,
a plan, know your plan, and then hit everything, based on priority, necessity, and then enjoyment. So I love this. That is
exactly,
great advice.
exactly. Thank you.
So let's talk about your Tams, your accessory
Yeah.
line. What inspired you to come up with Tams, and what has been the most rewarding part of that journey?
Yes. So I came up with Tams during the pandemic. I believe that was, during the time where we all were trying to um, discover undiscovered talents that we have.
Right,
And for myself, I said, you know what? No one has branded a beret in pop culture or the celebrity world or in hip hop or music or even within the Black
right,
community. So I said, hey,
right,
let's come out with a beret and we can make
right,
different colors for it. Um, we could start them off simple and then later start customizing them. And it's been the biggest thing ever for me
right.
being an independent entrepreneur because now it has opened doors for me in a whole new world in the fashion area. And
Wow.
now I'm attending fashion shows, I'm hosting fashion shows, I'm producing fashion shows, I'm managing models, I'm, designing the set, how the runway's going to look. I'm performing at these events. So it's really opened up another lane for me as Diva, as someone who's as an artist, thought I was just creating a merchandise to feed my fans something to leave them with, but it's
Right.
actually becoming a mainstream accessory that is a
An
must
article.
have. Exactly,
Right,
exactly.
right.
So, and that's the thing that a lot of artists, a lot of public figures are doing. You have Kylie Jenner with her makeup line, you have Rihanna with her makeup line. You have Beyonce with the hairline. You have Nicki Minaj with the nails. Everything now
Right,
is really all about what's going to benefit the fan or the customer now. It's not about,
right.
oh, well, I want to give you something that represents me. Here's a t shirt with my face on it. You know what I mean? It's like,
See, you get
okay.
it. You get it.
You know what I
You
mean?
get it.
Exactly. Like, give something that's gonna, make the next person want to keep this or get another one, or you know what I mean? Like, words can't quite describe what I mean, but yes, like something that's beneficial
Yeah,
for the next person instead of just worrying about earning a
definitely.
dollar and looking at everybody as a walking dollar sign. But how can people benefit from this, and why would they want this? So,
Right,
and
right.
because of creating TAMS, I've been donating berets to hair loss organizations such as
Wow.
alopecia organizations. And I actually
Wow.
spoke at an alopecia fundraiser last year called Boldly Me, and I
Wow.
just got to tell my story as far as how I created Tams, why I created Tams, and it's not to cover anything up, but it's just to enhance your look. And I think with
Right.
the beret, you're able to coordinate better with your outfits. You're able to have more of a
Yeah.
sophisticated, sleek look. So again, it's
Be
all
free to
about
be
just
you.
exactly, exactly. And it's all about
Um,
benefiting the next person.
Right. I love it. I love it. Yet again, this is an inspiring show. I am very, very inspired. You'll be surprised. I'm getting a lot of nuggets right now. I hope everyone else that is watching and watching later for the recap, I hope you get your nuggets out of this because this is some good information, okay? And we definitely want to hear what you got to say. So when it comes to
Yes,
your
ma'am.
music, has it been featured on platform other than platforms like MTV and Real World and Oxygen and the Bad Girls Club? How did these opportunities come about, and what impact did they have on your career?
Yeah, so everything's just all about building. It's all about building genuine relationships with people. When they tell you to get out there and network, it really does work. Whenever you
Mhm.
attend any local events supporting another artist, another designer, whoever, if it's not about you right now, it's not. But you're there in attendance to network and to find a way to benefit from this event.
Right,
So that's
right.
what I did. There's, here in San Francisco and obviously, LA, there's so many
Yeah,
mixers going on every day, so many launches, so many premieres, so many concerts, everything. And that's how I start to build relationships. You get your business cards, you have your QR code, and you just start talking to
right,
people. And one thing leads to another. So that's how I, got my music license in different platforms. And that's also how I landed, a couple of international bookings as well. You really have to learn from others that are in the same field as you, but that are more established and successful.
right,
It's just the same way when
right,
you go to school, you are learning from your teacher or professor who was once in your seat. So that person obviously could better teach you what you should know to be in his or her shoes.
right, right. Exactly, exactly. And I tend to stress, to people that I come across, how important it is to have networking with anything that you're doing. Um, Networking helps you to get seen, it helps you to get heard, and when you do a networking and collaboration, you're not only just helping yourself, but you're also helping those you're working with, and you pinball each other. You kind of ping pong each other's expertises, and so, it helps you in the long run. So when someone needs someone's expertise and you have that network, you can send them people, and that helps in every direction. So I love how you're saying that. A lot of people don't talk about networking, and they need to start talking about networking if they're trying to get seen, heard, noticed, or simply just grow. So thank you for saying
Exactly.
that. Thank you very much.
Yes,
As a
definitely,
woman in both the
definitely.
entertainment as a woman in both the entertainment and business industries, what unique challenges have you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, some unique challenges that I faced is lack of knowledge in certain areas of uh, marketing, promotion, PR. We can only wear so many hats when we're trying to grow our business. But what hurts the most is when you're talking to someone and you think you know what you're talking about, and you really don't. You know what I mean? So. Um, I would say just lack of knowledge and not really reading up much on what I should know about this particular project or whatever the case may be. I always tell people try to educate yourself, before walking in the door. The door will be there to present itself and it'll open and you can walk through, but you need to know how you're going to walk through that door and what you're going to do once you walk through that door, because
Right.
a lot of us have walked through doors and we've blown it, and there's no second chance after that sometimes. So always be prepared, and again, talk to others. And,
Right.
the funny thing is, when I was in high school and when I was debating on what management company to sign with, I used to ask a bunch of my close friends who don't know anything about the music business, entertainment business, and I would say,
Kelda Williams, professionally known as Keldamuzik or Diva, is a multifaceted American artist, singer, songwriter, producer, TV host, writer, actress, and entrepreneur. Born on April 4th, 1983, in the Bay Area, she rose to fame with hit singles like Queen for a Night and Thirsty, both featured on her fourth studio album, Diva TV 2010. Keldamuzik has toured internationally alongside renowned artists such as Lloyd, Kid Ink, and Jah Cure. Her music has also gained widespread recognition, with tracks from her 4 studio albums featured on MTV's Real World and Oxygen's Bad Girls Club. Beyond music, she channels her entrepreneurial spirit into her signature accessory line, Tamz, the world's Flyest Beret. As a passionate communicator, Keldamuzik hosts the Diva Talk Podcast on iHeartRadio, where she shares her insights, personal experiences, and dynamic conversations with industry leaders, further solidifying her presence as a creative powerhouse.
Hey, if someone offered you an opportunity to do ABC, but then this other company wants you to do 1, 2, 3, and here are the pros and cons about each company, which side would you go on? And it was crazy. My friends would reply back and say, "Oh, well, I would go with company 1, 2, 3 because they're offering this and that, whereas the other company doesn't want to do that." So again, it's just when you bounce ideas off other people and you get feedback from other people. That's why we do surveys, we do focus groups, right? Because it's all about getting feedback from the public, and it's all about when we work together, like you said, we're helping each other so that we could prevent ourselves from going through these challenges and these obstacles that hold us back. It really is about educating yourself before walking through that door.
That is some good information yet again. There's too many times where someone goes somewhere to go do some big event, and the minute they get there, it's crickets. You're lost, you're confused, your mind goes blank, and it's kind of like you're the odd one in the room, all eyes on you. We never want those moments. Never want those moments.
Right.
I love it.
Very embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. Oh my gosh. It's like everybody turns to you. Oh geez. That's me. Sorry. You've done so much professionally, but what's kept you personally motivated and grounded amongst all the demands?
The fact that I see success in my projects. Unfortunately, not all projects become a success, but the ones that do is what keeps you going and what keeps you enhancing that project and also developing something else. There's nothing better than receiving a deposit or a check for something that you created, and now it's earned you a sustainable living, and now you have people wanting more from you of that product, of that content, whatever it is. So, and that's when you do really have to draw the line as far as whether you should keep going or not, or try something else. But yes, for me, the Berets have been a success. Music has been a success. The TV show, which is streaming on Tubi, Diva Talk Tonight, has been a success. As a matter of fact, it also got picked up on CPix and True TV Plus. So, but there are times where we create projects and they just absolutely do nothing. And I was going to say, that's why I really appreciate watching the show Shark Tank, because they really will tell you, like, this product is trash. Trash it.
It's a make it or break it moment.
Exactly. And people like to have that cliche moment where I don't care what you say, I'm going to do better anyway, and someone's going to like this. Hey, that only works for a handful of people. It doesn't work for 100% of people, right?
Right.
Yes, Starbucks has shopped over to 365 banks before they got their first yes. But that's Starbucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't say the same for every product, every brand. So, and that also brings me back to having a backup plan or having different lanes and not just having one specific thing you're concentrating on. Because if you have
Right.
multiple and you keep throwing shit at the wall, something's gonna stick.
Right.
So that
Don't put all
again,
your
that's
eggs
what
in
keeps
one
me
basket.
motivated. Exactly.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Hmm.
Yet again, inspiring. Your Diva Talk podcast is such a great platform for sharing insights and conversations. What inspired you to start it, and what been your most memorable interview or topic so far?
Yeah, so for the podcast, we started that in during the pandemic as well because everyone was podcasting, virtually, and we said, why not? Let's have a platform where we're bringing on everyone who has a story to tell, and we've had a lot of memorable moments. Geez, I can't even highlight just one. Um, I think a really good one that we had was this author who came on the show, and she talked about how she turned her book into a movie, and it was based on a real story. And I remember the story it was pretty deep, and it was pretty sad. But I remember I was just like, whoo, I don't know if we were ready for that. We were all like drinking, chilling, having fun, and just talking. And next thing she started getting deep on us, and we're like, ooh. Gee.
Oh,
But
ouch.
yeah, I was like, okay.
It's one of those
But
moments.
yeah, it was one of those moments, where you got to be quiet, nod your head, maybe shed a little tear. You know what I mean?
All right. That emotional moment, emotional damage.
Right, right. That's exactly what it was. So, yeah, that was a moment where I was just like, oh my gosh, if someone um, feels that they could express themselves on someone else's platform like that, then this is a worthy platform to keep going.
Right.
So, yeah, yeah. Diva Talk has really inspired others, has really given others the opportunity to exercise their talents and to network as well.
Right. I love it. I love it. And yet again, I love it. So, what's next for Keldamuzik? Are there any exciting projects or goals that you're currently working on at the moment that you can share with us?
Yeah, so for Tamz, we're gonna come out with another. It's still gonna be Tamz, but we're gonna come out with another beret that's made out of a different fabric, and we're gonna start designing the berets a little differently. And
Right.
then I do have a couple of fashion shows coming up. We're planning a winter fashion show as well as a spring fashion show. And then also I'll be recording more music as well. So just random things come from left to right. I'll get a call
Right.
one day, hey, I got this role for you. I'm about to fly you to LA or New York. And then like the next minute, hey, there's this event going on here in Florida and I want you to come host it. So
Yeah.
it's just like right now I'm in the promotion phases of my brand and I'm just getting grabbed from left to right to do a lot of projects while still branding myself and working on my own.
Okay, okay. So you're a go-to. You're kind of just all over right now, but we're not talking about the all over in a bad way.
Right,
It's great. It's
exactly.
great to hear. It's
Yeah,
great to hear.
I like to say that I'm a multi hyphenated artist. Hope I pronounced
Oh,
that
okay.
correctly. But yeah, it's just
Multi
someone who's like a
hyphenated.
jack
I
of all
like it.
trades. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I could definitely relate in some areas. So I definitely get that.
Yes, you
Cheers to
can.
the
Yes.
multifaceted, people that tend to, do it all. Nothing stops our forward movements.
There we go.
Women power. So how do you hope your work and your story inspires others and pursue their dreams or overcoming their challenges in the future?
Yeah, regardless of what industry you're in, I just hope that my story gives you an insight on how you don't need to let the world pressure you into doing something that you're not sure of doing, and to always have options available for yourself, and to make sure you're mentally comfortable, physically comfortable, and spiritually comfortable with yourself before making a final decision on anything. And just know whatever
Right.
decision you do make on something, then that's your destiny. That's what you're destined to do. And
Right.
again, never let people steer you in the wrong direction, because there's people out there that want you to be their puppet, their protege, and they want to mold you into what they want, but really it's just their vision for themselves that they're projecting onto you. So do what you want to
Right.
do, and do what you love, and do what makes you happy, and of course what pays the bills.
That's yeah, right. That too. I love it. We're down to your last question for the night. So, to wrap things up, if you could share one piece of advice with someone going through their own black and blue moments or in the entrepreneurship and trying to find their way, what would that be?
I would say, hmm, I would say lock yourself in a quiet room one day and meditate, turn on soft music, white noise, and just take a mental relaxation day.
Right.
Because the thing is, when you get overwhelmed by these challenges, you're overworking your nerves, and your nerves
Right.
are what's going to cause you a breakdown, um, or make you have anxiety or go into depression. So take a day for yourself to just think. Give yourself a vacation
Right.
day. And I'm not saying,
Right.
fly somewhere, go chill on the beach or whatever and have a bunch of drinks. I'm just saying, if you have to lay in the bed all day in a quiet room, or just sit in your chair in a quiet room and just process things carefully, then that's what you have to do. Just take a breather. You know what I mean? Um,
Right.
I'll say this. Um, People take life too seriously, and when they do, again, that's when all these negative side effects start happening. And next thing you
Right.
know, you you've taken an opportunity that's really not right for you, and now you're stuck, and there's no turning
Right.
back. So,
Right.
again, just give your mind, your brain a break, so it can develop more space for you to think and be creative.
Right. I love that. I love that. I definitely need a mental break. I definitely need a mental break. So I can relate
Mm.
to that. Well,
Yes.
I guess that's it, guys. We did have some technical issues this beginning of this show. We figured it out and we got back at it. Nothing stops us women and women power. When we want something done, we get it done. So thank you so much, Keldamuzik, for sharing your story and inspiring us today. Your resilience and success reminds us all that anything is possible even in your darkest moments. We have the power to rise and shine. Until next time, thank you for joining me. I'm Ask Indigo Brown on the Small Business Network Podcast TV. It was amazing today with this show, and stay tuned for your next episode coming soon. Bye, guys.
Life isn't simple, and there's no handbook to guide us through it. But in the end, what truly matters is how we navigate the hard times, how we rise above. So let's shed the baggage, release the burdens, and break free from the labels that have kept us bound for far too long. It's time to let our souls breathe, to embrace freedom, and to live as we were meant to live.